It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. I popped up to Lidl because I heard that they had a beer festival on and a food festival. But not just any beer and food festival. The food come from Belgium and Holland, and so did the beer. So I shot up there. I bought a few crates, a little kind of 4-packs of the beers they had at the time in Lidl. It's available if you go to Lidl kind of really soon. I imagine you can still pick this up. But this is Leute Bokbier, 7.5% ABV. Dark blue bottle cap. Brewed by Brouwerij Van Steenberge. Now, some of you might recognise the bottle, the shape of the bottles here. And some of you might recognise the name of the brewery. The brewery produces beers by the name of Parat. You all know Parat. If you know good Belgian beer, you know Parat. Parat is a very, very good beer. And of course, Golden Drac. Golden Drac and Parat, I think they're both about 10.5% ABV, but they're smashing beers. So I'm looking forward to trying this one because I didn't even know this beer existed in their range. You see Parat, you see Golden Drac, quite extensively in the UK, certainly at Lidl at Christmas time where they do the kind of the box of the Belgian Christmas beers, but not this one, Leute. This is my first time trying it. So without further ado, I paid about £7.50 for a box of 4 of these beers. So for the 7.5% ABV beer at 330 millilitres, I think that's as long as it tastes good, it's going to be a bit of a bargain. Let's get it out into a glass, see what we get. Look at that. Nice bit of smoke on the bottle opening. Beer in the glass. Look at that, eh? We got a 3-finger, slightly off-white head. Deep, dark, amber, kind of almost mahogany coloured beer. Slow-moving carbonation. All well behaved though. This kind of typifies Belgian beer. If you think of Belgian beer, you think they like the kind of the big head. They use the knives, don't they? They cut the kind of the head off the beer with a knife and then they carry on pouring. The reason why these beers have these heads is to protect the beer. It's to protect the beer from air. If you poured a beer, let's say this one here. So that has been sitting on the side of my worktop here for about 15 minutes. If I was to leave that for another half an hour, then even in that short space of time, the beer's going to lose its carbonation, which is a natural thing, but also it's going to ever so slightly kind of taste differently. The air all around us is attacking the beer. It's not great for beer air, especially if you're a home brewer or a brewer. You want to keep these bottles sealed. You want to keep these cans sealed. If you were to leave a beer open for a day or two, it turns into vinegar. So the Belgians, and of course the Czechs and the Germans, they produce beer with a head on it to keep the air off the beer. It really is that kind of intriguing. They put so much kind of thought process and different brewing methods into their beer to protect the beer, to look after the beer. Let's get the aroma. Ooh, this one's a little bit smoky. But then on the second aroma, it's kind of sweet and kind of candied sugar. Oh, it smells amazing. It smells really good. sweet, slightly smoky, slightly herbal. Gonna dive in. Cheers, everybody. That's just outstanding. That is outstanding beer. Stone the crows. Stone the crows. I'm going to let you guys into a little secret. As of reviewing this beer, it's late April. It's, in fact, I'll give you the exact date. It's the 25th of April, me reviewing this beer on this spot right now. Whether I upload it in a week or so, that kind of doesn't matter. The reason why I'm mentioning that it's the 25th of April is because it's my birthday on the 1st of May. My birthday is in 6 days' time. Now, I've been to Lidl. I picked up some of the Curvy des Trolls. I picked up the Lidl, they're kind of their own blonde beer that they make. And they've all been terrific. All of these beers now that I've reviewed and drank as part of this little Belgian beer festival have been wonderful. But we all know Lidl. We all know that it's a constantly kind of evolving, rolling door. That if I went up to Lidl in a week's time, this beer's just not going to be there. It's not going to exist. It's going to disappear off the shelves. So really what I need to do, pardon me, with a week to go, and with these beers just launched, is to get myself to Lidl and probably, for the price of these beers, I paid about £7.50 for a box of 4 of these Leute Bokbiers. You got to think to yourself, by the time you paid for your petrol to get to Belgium, or, you know, a beer run I'm talking about, like the old days back in the 90s where we used to do beer runs to France, you know, that sort of thing. But if I was to either get a train, I could only bring so much back in the suitcase. If I went to Belgium in a car, it would cost crazy amounts of money on petrol and fuel. I can just nip up Lidl up the road. Okay, it'll be a bit of an investment, but I could do a boot run. I could fill the price of this beer. It's coming in. If it's £7.50 for a box, it's about £1.75, I think, something about that, in that region for a box of 4 beers. It's insanely cheap for great quality beer. This is the utmost for me. Top quality Belgian beer. I need to let the beer wear off a bit before I jump in the car, but I fancy a trip. I fancy a trip to Lidl to buy. Literally, I'll fill the back seats, I'll fill the front seat, I'll fill the boot. I got a box that I go camping with. I'll put some beers in the roof box. I'll literally try and clear the shelves of all of these wonderful little Belgian beers, because they are right up my street. Right up my street, really. That's like drinking nectar. That's like drinking a slightly sweet, honey, malty, bready, biscuity nectar at 7.5%. This is the drink of the gods. This really is. It's not often these days that I stand in this kitchen and I'm kind of lording a beer as much as this. Kind of like, this beer is incredible. I just feel, and I don't want to talk about it too much because I feel like I've banged on about it enough on the channel. I feel that beer has taken a slightly wrong turn at the moment. I'm not really enjoying the UK new beer releases of 2021 and 2022 because they're all lactose infused marshmallow flavoured mango lactose juices or marshmallows overly sweet porters or stuff, and it's just, I gotta be honest with you guys, and if you follow the channel you will know my grievance at this point. It offers me no inspiration at all. I go into the beer store, I'm like, here we go. I gotta buy them and review them because people want to see it, and I apologise to the people who want to see these reviews and watch me kind of like rant and rave about a marshmallow beer, but I'm getting to the stage now where I'm almost kind of turning around and going, I can't do this anymore. I can't drink these lactose, marshmallow, mango, fake sour beers anymore. I've had a guts full of it all. Beers like this have stood the test of time because they're great beers. This is like standing on the shoulder of giants type beer. This is nectar for me. And I'm going to rate it. Absolutely love that. Love it. Naturally, it's not, there we are, there's a little bit of English here. High fermentation, ruby red ale, enhanced with secondary fermentation. That means there's a little bit of carbonation being evolved there in the bottle. You enjoy the flavour of roasted malt and a slightly sweet note of caramel. This beer is served in a special tumbler glass with its own wooden base. This is amazing beer. I am gonna go and literally clear the shelves of Lidl in Barry of this beer. I quite like living in Barry because the folk of Barry, well, it's a town of the town has only been here 120 years, and it's been dominated by Brains Brewery, which is down the road in Cardiff. So people from Barry will walk past with their shopping trolley. They'll look and they'll go, oh, no. They'll just carry on walking. They'll have no idea of the kind of the quality of this product. And that's good for me because it'll still be there today when I go up. I know that I can just fill the boot with this stuff, which I'm going to do. I like this beer enough to give it a Stone the Crows 10 out of 10. It's a 10 out of 10 beer from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom! Cheers.